So, today wasn't that bad. I literally ended my last little video that I just recorded on the fact that today may be ass, and I had a lot to do, and it wasn't even that bad. I actually got to enjoy it, which is good. Not that I don't enjoy every day, but I enjoyed it a little bit more than most. I just kind of like heavily deep dive into like development, career development, and all that. What I really need to like kind of get, or not get done, but like opportunities available to me to like help me progress. Which, if you ever get bored, literally just look at like what your next step is going to be. What do you need to learn? What do you need to be able to do? And talk to them about it. Any good leader or any good like manager or job is going to work with you on that. That's why I like my job so much, is because they work with you on what you want to do next. I literally have a coworker who's like, I just want to do this in my personal life. Like, this isn't all work related. And they're like, I get it, totally, 100%. That makes sense. Do it. That's part of your goal. And it's just a nice little thing to like have a company that's like willing to develop you compared to like what I've been with. Anyways, what did I eat today? It was a bit. Snack, I just had a packet of oatmeal. And then lunch was about 8 ounces, ground beef, half a cucumber, a light string cheese, and Noikos. That was it. I just had me one of the Nature Valley like fig bars. I like those. Just a nice little carb jump. And then I had some aminos because I was feeling pretty sore. I'm also feeling pretty sore today. I'm almost considering not going to the gym today, which doesn't happen often. But also like, well, like, I mean, I got a biceps, so I will be doing that. But still, nevertheless, I'm not mopped out like I was, like, the start of this week. So my energy levels are kind of returning after being, like, mentally stretched thin. And I don't really know what it is, but it's there. Really want to go party this weekend. I have like a huge like craving to just like go party, go to a bar, just have that vibe. But also like it just doesn't fucking fit the calorie goal of like going to the bar and drinking. It's so weird to me that I would like consider giving up alcohol in the long term. I don't think I'm going to, right? Because like it's a good way to have fun, but I don't know, I've just like looking at the calories and how like active I am, I almost considered it like, well, I am still considering it, just like long term, no more drinking. It's not good for you. You don't feel great in the morning. It's just a fun there and then. It's like a fucking forget about it shit, you know? And it's like I get the appeal. I was into the appeal myself. But at the same time, when I was heavily into that appeal, I was trying to get through something. And I shouldn't have been using that to cope. Truthfully. And, you know, I realized that pretty quick. I switched to something else. I also know that wasn't as good, but it kept me functional. I didn't feel like shit the next morning. But honestly, since I had those last couple drinks, I don't feel as productive, and I want my fucking... This is a weird way that I've been looking at it, but like every day I'm a little closer to progress, right? And I can do so much throughout the day, but I want to be able to optimize those days to get to my goal the fastest way it's like drinking alcohol is probably a no-go for me then. Just the calories, I don't want to do it. And on top of that, it's like, you know, my optimization on lifting is just off. It's not as good as it could be. It's just not fucking worth a night of fun, a night of forgetting to go and have the next day be shit. You don't have that many days. You shouldn't waste it like that. That's just how my mind is operating on it. To each their own, I guess. Yeah, I say I ate pretty well today. I'm on track caloric-wise. I'm still debating on what I want to do for dinner. I'm not sure. It's going to be a decision to make. I was totally going to go to Subway, but I forgot, so I'm not going to get Subway. But yeah, I'm just debating on the gym today. I think I'm going to go to the store. I don't know. I think I'm going to go fuck up some eggs. That's what I'm going to do. But I do need some more eggs. Well, no I don't. I just bought a bunch. I might go home and do an inventory check. We'll see. I'm not completely sure yet. I have to be honest. My mind is still kind of coming off work. I'm in that little, I'm relaxing for a second, I guess is the way to say it. Just a little distracted, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't even a bad day, so like, I don't know, I'm just having a hard time coming into my own. We kind of talked at work today. My manager was like, I had this guy that I used to work with all the time, or not like customer to like employee type activity, and the guy, oh my god, and the guy would just kind of, he owned a restaurant, and the guy would just kind of bitch about working every day and not having any days off, but he made good money. And I was like, working in food, man, you're gonna fucking hate it. But there's like those moments where it's like you're kind of sitting there and you're doing your shit. You guys are just having a good day. But it's those fucking moments, man, where it's like, where it's just you can't fucking lose. And that it's worth it, in that way. But it's also like, if you go and you have this restaurant, you're making a shit ton of money. If you sell that restaurant, I don't think it's about the money, but like, what are you really gonna do with yourself, man? Like, look, to me, and I straight up said this, I was like, there may be a difference here where I quit my last job, not because I didn't like what I did. I kind of enjoyed it, just basic cooking, grinding out, working hella hours. I loved it. I was addicted to it. But it was the toxicity of other like employees. And honestly, one bad employee can ruin a whole fucking group. And sometimes, if I ran a company, that would be my number one rule. Just no toxicity. Don't be negative like that. And I'm not saying you can't have a bad day. I'm saying you can't start spreading shit. You can't start making stuff up. You can't start throwing attitude at everybody consistently. I'd fire them on the spot. Oh my god, I'd be happy to get rid of them because I know I'm keeping the good motherfucking employees good. Like, and I don't think that's a lot to fucking ask for. Be a decent human being. That's just my take on it. But a restaurant is a little different. You could cuss out another dude and be completely fine the next day, 100%. But I was always, everybody would be like, Brian, you're like the cheer, like I'm the pep fucking rally at work, man. And and I can grind out too, trust me. But man, I fucking worked. But I also try to keep that motivation up. I don't think a lot of people can do what I do. I don't think a lot of people can try so hard to keep everybody like sane, if that makes sense. Not the way I did it. Not an ego thing. It's just, man, there was nobody. Everybody I worked with ended up hating everybody. Hated their life. You know, if you really hate your life, I get it. Right? And this goes back to kind of what I was talking earlier about all these books I'm fucking reading. If you really fucking hated your shit and you were like, I need to fucking quit on the spot. Just quit. Fuck it. Quit that job that's keeping you miserable. Because at the end of the day, here's the thing. If you have this rent that you gotta pay at the end of the month, okay, maybe you don't quit immediately. Give yourself a second. Get that fucking saving. Go get 2 months rent good. And just fucking quit. Don't give them that 2 weeks notice. Don't go into the same type of shit. Look for something so different. But you gotta promise yourself, you have to put yourself in that situation where you're gonna dog it out. You're gonna get a job at the end of the month, no matter what it is. Look, when I quit my last job, I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do. I just knew I was unhappy and I couldn't do it anymore. Was I actively looking for months prior? Absolutely. I just couldn't find anything. And honestly, the schedule fucked me up so much, I wasn't awake during those hours where they were looking for interviews. I tried really hard. I did. So I quit my job. It was the only way out. I had to do it. I didn't consult anybody, and I knew it was the right decision the moment I got to my car and the weight of the world fell off my shoulders. I knew it was the right decision. So I went home. I went on this trip that I had already planned. I didn't give a fuck about the money. I went, had a good time. Well, a good-ish time. Came home, started looking for jobs, and I said, I can't not work. I'm bored all day. I was exploring different routes. I was exploring streaming. I was exploring gaming. I was exploring everything that I could do from home, and that wasn't working for me. So I went, I had all these things kind of lined up, and I was like, worst case scenario, I'm going to Amazon. I did it. I worked at Amazon for 3 days. It's not that I didn't like the work. I didn't care. You know, I got to dog out and do my thing and get paid an all right wage. And that was that. Yeah, and that was that, right? But then I got 3 job offers. So this is the way it went. The current company I'm with now is the last place to offer me the job, but it's what I wanted the most. I went to this kitchen, restaurant, steakhouse, whatever you want to call it. It was a little smaller, so I don't know if I can throw steakhouse on it. I went to them. They offered me a job within a few hours. I was ecstatic. I was like, yes. They made a bunch of promises. And I was like, cool, I have a job. So I got my stuff together. I started practicing my skills up the days before. And then I got an interview with a prep cook position for the college. Now, I considered the college position a little bit more because of the tuition reimbursement I would have gotten. I would have gone to school. I would have done it. Just because it's a lot cheaper. I have to take advantage of that opportunity. All I had to do is be there for 6 months. I can do that. Whatever. I just have to find work in the 3 months that they're not doing anything, which is fine. I had another backup thing that I could have done. I just didn't. I saw a lot of people in my job before that job that were stuck there, and I didn't want to get stuck. I didn't want to be comfortable there. I just couldn't. There's no way. I can't work off minimum wage and part-time. I need to pick a struggle. But I knew that was a backup, which was kind of nice to have, but I also said I was not going back unless I needed like a small gig. And so I was up for that interview. And then I got the interview with the current job that I wanted. And I had already had interviews with them before, phone interviews, and they did not go with me, but I kept applying. I kept going for it over and over and over again because I was like, this is the company that I want to work for. This is a company that I could grow with. So, I mean, I had to dog it out, right? I had to push. I had to go for everything that I wanted. I did things that I never thought I would do for a job. I was making follow-up calls. I was sending emails. I was sending thank you emails for considering me, or doing interviews or anything like that. Anything I could do. I made the greatest cover letter I've ever done in my life, and I'm not that great at writing, but I did it. And I got it. I got it. I got a call. I was excited. Everybody wanted me to get that job. I got it because I put in that effort, and that showed a lot for me on what I could do in my future. Truthfully, because I thought it was all going to come to my plate when I was younger. For sure, I thought it was going to come to my plate. So then I had to do the courteous thing. I had to tell the restaurant. I said, hey, I just got the job opportunity that I just can't pass up. This is where I want to go. This is going to develop me more than a kitchen could right now. I really appreciate you guys considering me and offering me the job. Unfortunately, I can't take it. I sent a long message for them to give me a 3-word reply, which is fine. They're a busy person. I totally get it. Now, it's funny how fate can kind of work out sometimes, because I got this job, I took it, and I was going to go to that restaurant, right? Well, I found out about 2 months later, went to this party, I ran into this host, this girl that worked there that actually led me to, like, the managers. She was like, oh, yeah, you were up there, like, whatever happened? I was like, oh, they promised me management, I was going to be a lead, I was going to be able to run that kitchen, and I was going to have like as many hours of prep as I wanted. And I'm a dog, so I would work 10, 11, 12 hours a day. I did not care. Shit, I just told myself I was... No, I'm not going to the store. I didn't really care, just whatever. If I'm busy, the busier I am, the better. So it was like, whatever. And then she told me, she's like, oh, that's a lie. Actually, they're stealing tips from their employees. Like, yeah, it's good that you don't go there. What you end up doing? And I kind of told him. But it's just kind of funny how fate kind of works out. And I didn't really have high hopes on the college job, to be completely honest with you. I wanted it, but I also was like, there's something better out there. I just know it. You have to trust your gut, but you got to go for it. You have to go for it. And I put myself in that position where there was no other choice. In reality, I had bills to pay, and I knew that, and that's why I picked up that job at Amazon. It was going to pay the bills. It was going to give me the money I wanted. But yeah, sometimes being in that environment where you have no other fucking option but to perform, it can be good. And I think a lot of people will put them in there and then make up the excuses. And I think my whole mind that entire time where I was applying for jobs, I was like, fuck it, I need a new field of interest. Nothing's too much. It takes 10 seconds to put a resume in. I think it's going to take a cover letter. I'm not going to lie. I used AI. AI tools are great. Everybody should be using that shit. Especially because I jumped hurdles with that. Make your cover letters with AI, then just do a quick proofread and make sure nothing looks funky. It's going to be grammatically correct. It may just say different things. Like wordage, or it may refer to things in a weird way. So that's all you have to check for. And it's a good tool. The more you use it the more it kind of goes with what you need and what you want, and you don't have to be as descriptive, which is really nice. But I think a lot of people make excuses even when they put themselves in that situation. And I'm just saying, and I'm not going to dog on any of my friends, but there's people that I know in my life that are making excuses. I don't know if I'd ever tell them in their face, but we're not as good as friends as we should be. So that's just kind of the way to think about it, I guess. I just got home. I'm going to go make some dinner. Probably head to the gym here in a few. So catch y'all later.